Welcome to another episode of Access Austin. Today I'm going to cover 3 unique tools that help you kind of do an accessibility screening. So these are tools that will provide you some insights about the accessibility of your website, of your documents. So this first tool is really for websites, it's not for documents. And what it is it's called the Wave tool. It's a Chrome add-on that you can add on to Google Chrome as an extension, and it will run a test of your website automatically for automated testing and looking for things like color contrast. It will look for things in terms of missing links, out of order headings. These are really common things that you will find websites have issues with, and I really recommend checking it out and running your website with it. I want to put the disclaimer that manual testing of the website is definitely necessary. You need someone to go on who's a screen reading expert and check your website. You can't just rely on automated testing. So keep that in mind for sure. But I really encourage you to check this tool out, and it's free and it's really helpful and can provide some good insights. So let's go to that. So now I am going to demo the Wave tool, and the way this works is I have just pulled up ESPN and I have downloaded this extension from the Chrome web store called the Wave tool. And when I click on this button, I've installed this extension, it's going to run. So the Wave tool is running on ESPN, and it says right now ESPN has over 228 errors. There's a lot of alerts, 101. You can see the contrast issues it's flagging. So it's noticing a lot of different things that ESPN should probably consider. It looks like a big one right now is the alternate text. So we can see that there's a lot of missing alternate text for what's going on the screen. That's what this picture of the image, and you can see there's one over here. I could click over here. I think there's a couple. Here's a contrast one. So it's saying that the contrast is not easy to see. So it's really kind of flagging all different things on the web page. Now, if you were running ESPN or this website or some type of website, you would probably see errors. Every website, when you run this, is going to find some errors with it. The Wave tool is pretty thorough, and some things it notices may not be as big of a deal, but the fact that it's noticing so many issues would be things that you'd want to look at. So one thing I see here is the heading structure elements it's talking about, and that would be something to definitely check as well. So you can kind of look at this as kind of an overview of things that you would want to work on for the website and how you could improve it. So that's how I would kind of use the tool and the information being provided. Another nice thing though about this tool specifically is if I click on this and let's say I wanted more information, what I could actually do is click on the little eye down here, and then that would give me more detail. Oh, what does this mean? Oh, okay, it's alternate text is not present. It explains how to fix it, so you can go through each thing. Key point I want to make before I close out this quick thing on the Wave tool is that you can get the information for what it's flagging, but it's still better to be using a screen reader and have real people with disabilities using the site, because that can tell you things that the Wave tool cannot pick up, such as having a keyboard trap where you're stuck and you're hitting the tab button and it's not going anywhere. That's something that you really need a screen read user to check. In addition, what I would say about this is that it's great to know these different errors, but you need to also have the knowledge of how to work the content manager for the website to actually make those changes and fixes. So that's something to keep in mind as well, is that it's not enough just to know the errors, but you need to know how to fix them too, and that can actually take some work. So that kind of covers the Wave tool. The next tool I want to talk about is called the Color Contrast Analyzer, and this is from a group that I'm probably going to butcher the name on, so just bear with me. They're a legal group called the Paschal Group. I'm just going to say that's what they're called. Might be right, might be wrong. But in any case, what they have is they are a legal group that represents people with disabilities in lawsuits and really tries to advocate in the space for accessibility. And they've created a color contrast analyzer application you can download for Mac and Windows. And what you can do is check the actual contrast ratio of your PDF or of your files to make sure that it's readable. And I think that is a really helpful tool, because a lot of times we're dealing with documents, not website stuff, and it's really nice to be able to quickly see what level of accessibility you're providing and if you're meeting that level of access. So I'm now going to go into the contrast analyzer. I downloaded this from the Pascal group. It's their color contrast analyzer. I'm going to click it right here. This is an image that I have, and you're going to see it launch. Now, its normal thing is foreground is black and the background is white. You can see everything passes. So let's just see what happens when I make the background yellow, because that's what it is. So I'm going to click on this little eyedropper. I'll click on this, and now we have yellow for the background, black for the text, and it passes just fine. Now, if I made the text a different color, let's say I had it pull the green here, it would still pass the first one, but it would not pass the AAA. It would fail on the regular text if I had khaki colored text with this yellow background. And again, you could go through your PDF and look at the text and quickly make determinations and see what passes and what doesn't pass. So that can be really helpful. And you could also go back, let me go and get the black again. You can scale, you can switch these two if you want as well by clicking this button. You could adjust the color, so if we wanted to add more, you could see exactly basically when something starts to fail. So you could see what the line kind of is for contrast before you start to fail one of the AAA ratings or AA. And I think this is a really useful tool for quickly being able to check your PDFs. Now I'm going to talk about screen readers in a very cursory way that does not really tell you at all how to work a screen reader or how to use it. We're not going through any advanced features. All I'm really going to show you about screen readers, particularly in this case VoiceOver and NVDA, is just the bare minimum to understand how to see what the links and headings are. This is helpful because you can quickly open that up and see what links are described, what links are not described. You can go on and see what the heading level and heading structure is. So those are very simple things that can help you find errors. But this is not going to be providing a tutorial of how to use a screen reader. That's a much more complex thing I cannot do in a couple minutes. So let's check that out, and it's kind of a neat shortcut. So to show this basic thing for the screen reader, I'm going to go into System Preferences, click on Accessibility, and I'm going to click on VoiceOver and click Enable. I've now enabled VoiceOver. This means that the screen reader will start speaking and talking when I use it for certain things. What I want to do is actually open up a new tab in Safari. I want to go to ESPN.
VoiceOver on Safari. TPS// unselected insertion at big ESPN. You are currently on web content. To enter the web area.
So I've muted the screen reader for a second. I'm going to click Control-Alt-U, which is how you use VoiceOver on a Mac to see the links and the heading structure of a web page. So we're going to look at ESPN again. So I'm going to click that.
Links menu.
And now we're in the links menu. These are all the links for ESPN. Now what you'll notice here, if I'm a screen reader user and I'm going through this, some of these are very unclear. Halftime Fox, 401131044. That would not be an easy, clear label for a link for me to know what it means. There are other ones that just say final. You know, there's things where you have an actual question mark, which means that there's no link being provided. So those are some issues to really keep in mind. You could also go through to the heading level and see all the heading level here is very jumbled. You see 222, 1122. There's no clear heading level structure for this ESPN content. And that is another issue as well. You can also see here as we're looking through available on demand, latest on ESPN Plus. I guess it's clear somewhat, but it's just not organized in a way where I could quickly find what I'm really looking for. Although I do give them credit for having NFL and NBA, because those are very popular sports, and some of the other ones are up there as well that people may want to see. But it's not a heading structure that's particularly easy for a screen reader user to kind of navigate.
Form controls menu.
You could also look at the form controls menu here. You can see top event with a question mark, meaning that the link isn't fully described, and list box, that doesn't really tell you anything. So,
In web spots menu.
and the web spots has
Landmarks
nothing.
menu.
Landmarks is just banner navigation.
menu.
Article literally just says article a bunch of times. You don't know which article it's describing.
Window spots menu.
Nothing really in there. And as you can see, this is not very well done for how it's describing everything. So I think that's important to look at. If you wanted to compare it to something, I'm going to close this.
Menu. ESPN.
I'm going to mute it for a second. I'll go to the WCAG.
Selected.
We'll go to the WCAG web.
Web content.
We're going to go to the WCAG website. I'm going to click the Control U. And now we're at the WCAG website. And you can see every link here is labeled. And you can kind of know what it is, which is really helpful. You'll notice there's no question mark or anything. It's all very clear. I could even go to the headings, and you can see heading level 1, and then there's all the other ones are heading level 2. We saw in the ESPN there was heading level 2 and then heading level 1 that was rotating back and forth, which was not clear. So this is done much clearer
Controls menu.
and much easier. And it says search, search text field, submit search button. It's very clear
Web spots menu.
what's there and what's not there. You can look at the landmarks. You can get an idea of different landmarks on the page pretty clearly.
Window spots menu. Links menu.
And I think that they've done a very good job with that. So you can kind of use this Control-Alt-U in VoiceOver to do that. Same thing on a PC with NVDA. If you were really testing a website, you'd want to use at least 2 different screen readers. I hope you learned something, and please tune in to the next episode. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching Access Austin. My name is Austin, and I work full-time as an assistive technology coordinator, and I am dedicating most of my free time to producing content for this YouTube channel. If you are enjoying the videos, please consider becoming a Patreon backer. The link is in the description. If you have any accessibility needs or questions relating to assistive technology, accommodations, or website and PDF accessibility, please contact me at accessauston@gmail.com. Thank you so much for watching, and please like, comment, and subscribe, and tune in to the next video.